morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending where in the world you are, and of course, what time of day or night it is either. Welcome to the podcast Up on the Edge with Al and Owen. I'm your host, Alan Neild, Big Al, or just Al, whatever you want to call me. And each week, I'm going to be joined by regular co-host Owen Sherratt and other special guests along the way too. Right, let's get right into it. This is the podcast Up on the Edge. Kev O'Toole, admit. Straight face.
That's working.
Yeah, mate, you need to click the video button or the bottom left, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's it.
There you go.
Where's your sunglasses?
I was just thinking that with all the light.
Oh, gutted.
I know, I've got them here actually.
Have you got them there? Seriously?
Yeah.
That's a dig mine out of the car and everything.
Oh, I ain't got his posh. What are they? Oh, look at them.
Look at them.
Man alive.
They're like them police ones, aren't they?
You know what I've done because I'm that lazy? I've got exactly the same pair in the car, so I never forget them.
That's a big mine out of the car. It's been that long since I've had them.
Are they specials from the duty free at Manchester Airport, Kev?
No, I just thought, I like this, it comes with them. You just hang them.
Oh, look at that.
It's smashing. I've got a bad light for my razor.
Whenever I'm back from Manchester Airport, I end up with about 10 minutes being on a flight, sitting on.
Yeah, breaking them. Yeah.
Oh, I know that. Yeah, you try to squash yourself into the seats.
Yeah. Oh, you end up leaving your boarding pass at duty free.
Yeah, so you don't sort of fly first class everywhere then, Kev, no?
Oh, God, no, because I don't even like flying these days.
Do you know how come? I thought you'd been right up for being part of the jet
That's why
set.
I've been on too many flights. I've got like Mr. T syndrome. Think something's going to go wrong.
Get no plane, no crazy fool.
Do you have to get the pilot to knock you out before you get on?
I wouldn't mind that, actually. I'd love to go to bed, wake up, and you're in your hotel.
Yeah. Hey, it'd be good that one. You could actually set up a firm, couldn't you, that does that? We jet you, we knock you out and move you. Yeah.
You make a fortune just escorting people, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Asleep on a bogie.
Then again, with flights, though, once you've done a long flight, it never bothers you after that, does it?
No.
Once you've done Australia, you've lost the will to live.
Oh, my
You don't really want to do it ever again.
You know, my experience, the first time I went to Australia, right, what happened was I went on my own. I was working in radio full time, and my sister said, why don't you just come over here and just have a week off? So I did. I had a week off, jumped on a plane to Australia.
Yeah, like you do.
All I did was I packed hand luggage, so no cases, nothing checked in. It was great, it was fabulous. And I think it was 19, 20 hours or something like that to Perth, gets off the plane.
Yeah.
Of course, first one off, straight through into customs. The customs hall was dead. There was nobody there, apart from about 20 customs officers, right? So I walked through, pair of Ray-Bans on, bag in my hand, and every one of them looked at me. Come here. I got swabbed, gloves, everything. So, what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a radio presenter. Oh, really? Okay. How long are you here for? A week. So you come all the way to Australia for a week. Right. They ended up actually phoning my sister and saying, is this guy coming and staying with you? And are you going to feed him and put a roof over his head for the period that he's going to be in Australia? Because they weren't for letting me in.
No.
Wonderful.
Yeah, a bit strict, aren't they?
Hey, we've got revenge on a customs guy though at Manchester Airport. We'd come back from a gig in Holland and we've been up all night. So we basically came out of the club and got on the plane. So by the time we're all getting off the plane, everyone else is looking quite normal. We're looking quite scruffy. And as we're walking towards the customs, Dale shouted out to Lisa, just look straight forward and don't say anything, Lee. So the guy said, right, you lot, come over here. The first thing he does, he gets Lee, he gets his bag. He puts his hands in his bag and goes, what's this? He goes, oh, it's me stage clothes from last night. I was dancing in. And the guy went, because they're all smoking.
They'd have probably looked at Lee and panicked anyway, wouldn't they? I mean, is it a straight-looking character at the best of times?
He panicked in Australia, actually, because when we got there, there's this little dog barking next to his bag. And they're all going, whose bag is this? And there's some bloke stood next to it, looked a bit shady. And it turned out it was just that he'd had an apple in his bag. And he was actually panicking. He was seeing flashbacks of he was gonna jump and run for it and get shot.
Yeah. Can I just do the search, sir?
Yeah. Is that with lube or without lube? Any preference going on? So, listen, one of the things that we've sort of just been chatting before you came in the room, actually, and one of the things that we don't know if this is true. Did you record the first few hits in your bedroom at home?
Oh, parts of it are. The vocal on Staying Alive, or the Step to the Side, that bit, that was done in my bedroom at my dad's house.
Was it really?
Yeah, a few things are, like the Aha Yeah on 33, that was done there. But all the music was produced there for the first few tracks.
Yeah.
The vocals were done in different studios back then.
What, would you send the music off to...
back to 92 though, so it's quite an old recording.
Yeah.
Because I know you often hear...
I've shaved my head before this. I'm getting a bit Beale, aren't I? You know, when he's at a breakdown. You don't bother when you go into school because you've got to wear a mask, haven't you? So when I'm doing the school and no one sees them, not bothering having a shave.
That's the thing. I need to trim, but I'll get round to it eventually. A bit longer. Be right. It's no point doing it all the time. I know, yeah. Mine used to be lovely ginger.
It's like Uncle Albert, isn't it? You start getting worried.
That's what he looks like these days.
Going, we'll have you for Father Christmas next year.
Yeah. Oh, that bloke from Chaz and Dave.
Which one?
That's the one without the beard.
I think, did one of them die not so long ago? I think they did, didn't they?
Yeah, was it Chaz?
Yeah,
so...
Bless them. Musical geniuses, those guys.
Oh, they're brilliant live as well.
I still can't believe it's their song on Eminem, My Name Is.
Yeah.
They've been playing on the Labby Sifri recording. Chaz and Dave played the music on it. And all that, My Name Is, the music in the background.
Yeah.
That's Chaz and Dave.
Get out.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Quality though, weren't they?
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
Yeah. Stuck into that rabbit thing with someone else.
So,
don't mention rabbits, so Al.
We got in a lot of trouble on the radio because he was talking about Kylie Minogue and Danny Minogue fighting over the rabbit.
Yeah.
It wasn't a pet one either.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
A mechanical one.
Yeah, dear God. Batteries had run out and all sorts.
Terrible.
So, how many songs was it in Shaw that you recorded? Go on, give us a number.
Oh.
All right, let me rephrase it. How many number ones in Shaw?
It's pretty much most of the first album was all recorded there. But it wasn't mixed there.
Right. So when you mixed it, I take it you didn't do it at home, then you went somewhere else and...
Oh, we went straight down to Pete Waterman's studio. Absolutely brilliant down there.
Yeah, because I was reading before, obviously you signed to PWL first off, weren't you?
Yeah, I think we were signed a bit too early because he first heard us in 1991 and we hadn't even done a song at that time. And he asked us to do like a song, we were Set You Free, and he thought it was a bit fast. And we just didn't seem to get on with him. He wanted us to be quite pop and we didn't want to, but we saw his studio, how good it was. So when the songs had done well after about 94 onwards, we went to his studio and I remember him coming in when we were doing Staying Live, he's going, that's effing massive, that is.
Yeah.
And then he realised he didn't own our publishing anymore.
See, that's the thing. I remember reading his book years ago, and as much as a lot of people might roll their eyes around Red when they think of Pete Waterman and the Stock Aitken Waterman thing, they were just hit makers, weren't they? They just churned him out song after song after song, and they were really, really good. And it's just that era of the way they just turned the music. It was just phenomenal. But he has got a really good music knowledge because he loves all his soul and Motown and his Northern soul stuff.
And his trains.
Yeah,
he loves his trains.
If you look at his studios, the one they're in London, the main one, like the Hit Factory place, every wall's got a gold disc on it. And there's just hundreds of them. And you see stuff like Musical Youth on the wall. And I didn't know you did that.
Did he?
Yeah.
He's, honestly, it goes back to things like Chris Rea and stuff he's been involved with.
Yeah.
Well, I remember seeing him, he popped up on a video of Cliff Richards, and Cliff Richard had recorded something, and then the video was like a live performance of it, and Pete Waterman was actually on stage playing tambourine on this video.
Yeah.
So he must have had something to do with Cliff Richard at some point.
Well, he's a good laugh. I remember most of Euro '96 we watched with him. We were supposed to be in the studio, but we were just watching the football with him.
Yeah. Thing is, he comes from working class background, a bit like ourselves.
He's Warrington, I think.
Yeah, he's from Warrington. Our neck of the woods, really. But he's dead down to earth. And just reading the book, you can see the way he puts himself across. And he wrote something about the Bell Stars and the recording sound of the Times, and their drummer just couldn't get the rhythm right. So they said, that'll do, it'll be fine, that. And apparently he did the drums for that, put it in, and never told them.
He actually played drums.
Yeah, he did it. Got into machine or what, but he did it and put it in, never told him.
Yeah, but we signed to Pete Waterman. It was at in Castlefield. He had a building called the Church. You know what Atlas Bar is, right at the end of that corner.
Yeah.
And we parked up, and we saw a car parked, and it said PWL Fisheries. And he was into his fish at the time as well.
He's...
Fisheries, but he also, if I remember rightly, he bought an old swimming pool and filled it full of koi carp. And he was selling... Yeah, he was selling all these koi carp out of this old Victorian swimming pool somewhere in Manchester.
It's probably High Street Baths, the Victoria Baths.
Yeah, somewhere like that, yeah, just an old bath.
Probably in there when we were at school swimming in there.
Well, it's perfect for it, isn't it? Because you've got all the filtration system and one thing and another, you know.
You get technical now, Al.
You got the shallow ends, you got the deep ends. Great for breeding, no problem. The other thing
I'm not that good with fish. All I would say is with carp is, can you eat it?
Yeah. Is it better with batter on or without?
Piece of bread either side.
We saw something in Japan once. There's, I don't even know what the river's called, right in the middle of Tokyo. You can't really see much in it because it's really like yellowy mud.
Yeah.
And we made a burger. And he didn't fancy it because it didn't look like one of our burgers. It looked a bit pink. So we threw it in the water. And this fish came on, took a bite out of it. Another one jumped up, took a bite, and then it was gone.
Yeah.
You've got to jump in that.
They've got some big fish out there, aren't they? I mean, that's where they film all these. Is it Deadliest Catch? Not Deadliest Catch. Man-eaters or something like that. You've got this scatty scientist that's into his fishing, and he flies all over the world. And you've got these sort of myths of fish eating people and dragging kids into the water and one thing or another, and Eagle's finding them. You know, he just goes in and puts a mask on, and one thing or another goes and swims with them first, and then tries to catch them. And it's like, I wouldn't be going in there.
I can't stay in the water for long. When I'm on, say, a holiday, I like going like Fuerteventura because it's got the big waves.
Yeah.
Go in, and after about, say, 10, 15 minutes, that jaws theme, you start hearing it in the back of your mind, don't you? Thinking, this is deep enough for a shark, this. Then it's like, right, I've got to get out.
Fuerteventura, you're not so bad, mate. I do a lot of diving and dived off in the Atlantic, which is Tenerife and Fuerteventura, all that lot. There's nothing in it, mate. At that point, there's nothing in the water. Yeah, so
I made a mistake by walking in wearing Crocs, thinking, because there was like a bit rocky where I was. I thought, Crocs,
it's volcanic rock, isn't it?
But the problem was when I got knocked over by a wave, I couldn't actually get my feet back down.
Right. Here's a tip for you. Windsor's on Ashton Road. I was there the other day, right? It's one of those cheapy shoe shops, but it's fantastic. They've actually got wetsuit boots in, and they're £3 a pair, so you'd use them for on the beach or for swimming and that kind of thing, and that's what they're actually made for. £3, Kev. Best £3 you'll spend next time you go up Fuerteventura.
You swim them, you'll never catch a verruca.
What I can't get is, right, you've been all over the world. We've mentioned Australia, New Zealand, Japan, America. I know you've done America. You've been everywhere, and you go on holiday to Fuerteventura. What's that all about?
It's quite near.
4 hours trapped in them seats on a plane now, you know.
Wales.
Yeah. At the sun centre, you can't beat it. The waves are great there.
Well, I suppose that's the thing.
It used to be a bit more fun, didn't it? Because I remember we got going on flights years ago with the band, and we'd get to the check-in. Did you pack your bag? No, his mum packed his. You know, you'd be arrested for that now. And we go on the plane, and I remember Dale getting invited to go and sit in the cockpit while they were landing and things like that.
Yeah.
Really?
It's just, but it's now the security. You feel like you've done something wrong.
Yeah.
That's the trouble, isn't it? It's just no freedom, and I think a lot of it's down to lack of common sense of people as well. So because they just don't know how to do
it. Out the window in Japan because we had an early flight, and a lot of us decided to stay up because there used to be about 8 of us that went on tour because we had people with crew and stuff. And Dale was that drunk that I had to carry him on the aeroplane. And they didn't stop us, but they wouldn't let you on now.
No chance. Oh, it's mad.
You imagine the record company going, I promise you faithfully, he'll be fine. He won't kick off.
Yeah. He's better like that.
The record labels, when they used to get stuff from hotels and ask us, what was this extra cost for? And then I remember one they got when they said through, we've just had a bill for an ensuite bathroom door. I went, oh yeah, that's all right. Yeah. Like, what do you mean all right? He says, I'll put my foot through it because I wanted to go in the toilet, so I locked the door.
Rock and roll.
We got a bill for a minibar.
The actual minibar.
Take out of the unit because we used to always empty the minibars anyway. But I tried to nick the entire minibar. TVs we got done for. I was going to throw a TV out of the window because there's a swimming pool, but the cord snagged and I dropped it on the floor and I was too busy laughing and never took it out of the window.
Rock and roll.
Hey, proper rock and roll.
Oh, my favourite stunt to do to someone, it doesn't cause any damage, is to go into the hotel room and get all the furniture in their room and put it in the wrong suite.
Just to confuse everyone.
Yeah, I know somebody who went on tour and he was the tour manager, and when he got in his room, they'd super glued his bed to the roof.
Wow. That's some go, isn't it?
Never got out like that. I remember you getting your first house, when you bought your first home, and you moved just off Broad Lane in Rochdale.
Yeah.
And one of the stories that was floating about at the time was about your neighbours. Is it true that they all thought that you were drug dealers?
I used to have the record label come down. I had a Lotus Esprit part to the drive. Yeah. And the record label used to come down sometimes. They drove things like, what they had at the time, the DB8 and things like that. And I used to have these 2 rappers who used to come down, both 6'5". One of them had dreadlocks and this and that. And then they had a neighbourhood watch meeting and they invited me round to it. And they asked me what I did, and I said, I'm doing music and this and that. And they went, oh, thank God for that. We all thought you were a drug dealer.
Oh, dear.
Did you have any fans at that neighbourhood watch meeting then, when they sussed out who you were?
No, most of the time, it depends on your age. I mean, the worst one I ever had once, it was actually round here. And we were talking to someone about music, and they said, oh yeah, I really like the older dance music. I don't like the modern stuff like that thing in the charts now. That's so much love to give. And I went, I did that as well.
But if we were talking about that before,
this is even worse, because this is going back before I was even married. So this is even over 10 years ago. There's some girl came up to a gig. And I was thinking, oh, God, she's really attractive. She said, oh, I'll have to come and meet you. Oh, my dad really likes your music.
Yeah, it's always, it's weird, isn't it? Because the appreciation's nice, but you don't, because if you're out like me, you don't see yourself as being the age you are. I mean, I'm 51 now, and really, I've probably got the mental age of when I was 16, 17.
I'm the same, yeah.
I'm like a daft. I've got a lot more knowledge than I had then, and I like to use it as best I can, but I can't say I always do.
The other thing that's different is you get a bad back these days and stuff.
Oh,
that's
God,
true.
yeah.
Is there you've moved out of the area now. You're a Cheshire lad. You've been living down there, 10 plus years that I can think of.
17 years now.
They don't call it Cheshire anymore. They call it Tier 2.
Is that?
What happened about living down here? We used to go down to London quite a lot and get the train back, and it used to come, set off from London, stop somewhere around Milton Keynes, then somewhere around Crewe, and then we said, why is it stopping in this little village just outside Manchester? Says, we think we've got to get home after this. We've got to get a taxi to bloody Oldham after this. And Dale said, well, it'd be nice if we could live around here. All the footballers live here, no chance. Then he moved down there. And I used to take the mick out of him and say, oh, you've gone old posh now. And then when I came down here, I thought, actually, it's all right. So I moved down as well. And it's near the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's 17
years.
years.
The taxi driver ripped me off.
17 years you've been down there now.
Yeah, it's a long time, and it don't feel like it.
Isn't it just? Wow. Time flies by.
Crazy.
Do you miss anything about sort of like the northeast Manchester, Oldham, Rochdale,
I miss
Tameside?
the old pubs. I miss the laugh in the pubs.
Yeah.
I remember once my dad wanted to go to it was a while ago, a FA Cup match, Oldham against Everton. So I went with him to watch that because he's an Oldham fan. And he was I was sat there thinking, it's dead weird, everyone talks like me.
They won that game as well, didn't they?
Oh, and another thing, I don't know what's wrong about around here, but where are all the pool tables and the darts boards?
Kebab shops.
No.
Really?
Yeah, I know.
You see, that was the good thing about the Wagon and Horses at High Crompton.
Yeah.
You'd go in there and there'd be a band on, or if the band was shit, you'd just go in the tap room, and have a game of darts or something like that. You just don't get it these days. Well, you don't at the moment because everywhere's shut.
Yeah.
I mean, even what's it called? The one that went years ago, the Colliers. They had 2 pool tables.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I had my stag night in there. Kicked off royally. Chairs, tables, everything going. Yeah, classy place. Do you remember it first opening up, that one? I remember it opened, but I was too young to go in it then. We were walking past when it was a big snowdrift, and they were all snowed in. Well, there used to be a pub on that site and called the Collier's Return. So what they did is when they sort of rebuilt it, and it had been shut for about 50 years or something like that. The first night that it opened, they was selling the beer at the same price as what it was when the pub shut, which was 2p a pint.
Wow.
Oh my God, 10p, hour leathered.
Oh, it's actually a couple of pints anyway, don't it, Al?
Yeah, it does. You know what I'm like, mate. Well, it's the only chance I do to say I'm a lightweight, but...
It's like the Fairview pub. You remember when it used to just be a little tiny pub and you had to go outside to the barn for a piss?
Yeah, yeah.
I love that little pub. That was probably my last proper job working there. But
you did? You worked behind the bar, didn't you?
Yeah. Because what's he called? Bobby Bow used to pop in sometimes.
Well, Bob lived over the road, didn't he?
Yeah. First time he walks in, you're absolutely starstruck.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, the thing is, it turned into a case of, during the week, Bob was going to be propping the bar up in there with his brandy and coke. It was just the way it was, And sadly, he's another one that's gone this year. They're dropping like pig in flies at the moment. Could do with a statue in Shaw for him. That's what we need.
One of his big car, that'd be good.
The big car, yeah.
He might not have been a massive car because he's only a small bloke.
Do you know that car's it's still in Shaw, that car? There's a guy just off Derwent Drive, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it, Al? What car was it?
It's a big American thing. It's about 6 litre or something like that. And the noise when it fires up is ridiculous. Yeah. But it's got to be 30-year-old now, 35-year-old, that car. But it
must be at least.
Still driving about.
Classic, they call it now, Al. Classic.
I last worked in the Fairview in 1991.
So you'd had hits at that point.
No, that's when I got signed right at the end of 1991. I left at the Christmas. In fact, my parting gift for the Fairview at Christmas. This is funny if whoever this happened to. Is they put a big netting up for New Year's Eve to let these balloons fall down.
Yeah.
And I filled one full of water.
That'll teach you.
Oh dear God. So
music. What are you up to at the moment then, Kev? Are you working on anything exciting or?
Well, the worst thing is if I need to record. The album was ready to record, but we planned to do it at Easter.
Yeah.
We haven't been able to do anything because everyone's in lockdowns and things, and I don't know what the rules are for working from home with studios and stuff like that.
Can you not do it remotely though now?
Not really, because all the microphones are here. And I mean, Rachel's got a pretty good microphone, but I've got one of those U87s, and I need to actually be seeing where she's stood when she's singing.
Yeah. See. That's the only thing. I know it's been a pain this year, hasn't it? But I think same with cinema, music. Everything's been restricted this year. So hoping next year everything goes back to somewhere near normality, it'll explode again.
I think it'll start with outdoor festivals, won't it? Probably summer at the earliest.
Yeah. I know they all said some tickets for Living Festival, and John doing a lot of the festival circuits this year because I get all the updates from them, being an 80s child, and they're playing all over. But there is quite a few more festivals popping up next year, and they're all at the seaside as well. They're
really good now, the new ones, because most they only do half an hour, so it's a double. They are bits thinking which songs to put in. I mean, if you headline, you tend to only do an hour at the most because they put the bands on.
Can I pull you up on
it? Live Aids, if you remember, look at the very famous Live Aid. Only 20 minutes.
Yeah,
you did 20 minutes. Well, seriously though, when was the last time you went? You did a festival?
We do them all the time.
What, you turn up, or do you send somebody with a balaclava and a pair of glasses?
I'm sometimes there.
Can't mention them in case you.
Also, a lot of the time, I tend to do the tour manager side of it because nobody really wants to see me play piano. And nobody wants to lug a piano around.
Yeah.
Everyone's not used to X Factor. All they want to do is see the singers.
Yeah.
I do a lot of stuff so it works better for live. So.
Yeah. Did you watch that Gary Barlow thing the other night? Was he in that? Was he in a church or something? No, he was in a museum. He did something for a museum. I was just going to see what you thought of it because I used to there was a point where I really liked it, that, and Gary Barlow, but he just seems to have gone really wishy-washy.
Yeah.
Is he just me?
No, he's always been a bit wishy-washy, but he's gone really wishy-washy now.
I mean, he is a good songwriter.
He did a lot of really good songs around the time when... I'm trying to think what time it was. It
about 5 to 6, I think it was.
It's when when they did like Morrison's adverts and things like that.
Let it shine.
A few of those songs around that time. This could be the greatest day of your life. He seemed to get into a really good little niche of songs there.
Yeah. There's a lot of money in adverts, though, isn't there?
Yeah. I don't want to find it out this year.
Yeah, it's not that, you see. The thing is if it's played enough as well, you can't get out of dead. Here's the full song on the radio and stuff like that. I got to buy it. I was saying to I remember the first time I heard Staying Alive, your version of Stay Alive, I was driving to Wrexham to do a stint on radio in Wrexham, and Steve Wright played it on Radio 1, and it stuck with me ever since. I can remember exactly looking at the trees next to this song come up, and it just blew me away. I thought, this is brilliant, this.
We panicked with that record, because remember that Club Henry Africa's in Oldham?
Yeah.
We went in to play it just to say, like, this is like going to be the new track, before anyone else had heard it. And he cleared the dance floor. I think they were expecting a song like Set You Free, because they were on the video when all these extras turned up for the video. They were all dressed in rave gear. They didn't know what the hell was going on. I think Pete Tong made it his essential new tune.
Yeah. Well, you know what it was?
It was quite a cool record when it first came out. It's just that we did a load more.
You've turned up at Henry Africa's. They're all disappointed because they were expecting Stan the Man and his Dick of Death and the bird that used to go on stage with them as well, with the big Nellies. Yeah. And then Kev comes out the back with his shades on. Here, I've got one for you.
It was always that thing when you're on tour, you've always got to be in nightclubs wearing shades, but don't walk about, because you'll end up like tripping over. Yeah.
Just stands.
The best one I've ever seen someone do is our old record label boss, and he did some sort of like VIP party up in Blackburn. Can't remember what the club was called, probably whatever that famous club was in Blackburn was. And they had a VIP room that was a bit 70s or 80s maybe, and it had a glass door. And he being dead cool to walk into the VIP bar and walk flat bang into the glass
door.
Even the doorman behind him jumped out of his skin.
Yeah, easy done though, isn't it?
What was that rock and roll lifestyle like then? Was it the bollocks?
Yeah, because we were all good mates, and it was like who could be more stupid than the other one?
Yeah.
I remember in Dubai once when we were bored, and we were in this. It was like behind a massive big wall, and it was before it was like the tourist place you see now. It was just one long big beach. There was no great big buildings there.
Yeah.
And we were at this pub, and someone just said, you're on your 10th pint. We're going, what? And we had a day off, and we were absolutely hammered, but it was a pub that was behind the walls about 20 foot high.
Yeah. Crazy, isn't it? Because I suppose at that time as well, you weren't at it all the time, as in work, and you took as much rest as you could. But I suppose when you actually got to sit down and relax properly, you did go to town a bit.
Yeah, and it was a laugh at first because we weren't doing it for any. We didn't think we were going to make any money out of it. We didn't expect to be in the charts or anything like that. It was just good fun. And just going somewhere where we could actually get. I mean, I remember we famously did a gig. We said we'd do it for a free bar, and the guy said, "Next time we'll pay you because it'll be cheaper."
Is that free bar for everyone or just yourselves?
Yeah. I've done a few of those myself, actually. We can't afford to pay you, but we've got a few crates of beer. Right, all right, we'll do it. And then you all end up going. It was a 7-piece band, and we all went home with a crate of beer each. And again, the landlord turned around and said after that, "Oh, you can come again, but we'll pay you next time."
We used to hire a van from 2 counties. I don't know if you still there. 2 counties van hire.
Yeah.
And go up to Scotland, do a gig, get back in the van, come home. It was just really good fun.
Yeah.
So you didn't get chauffeur driven everywhere, and you just turn up at gigs and everything's already set up for you.
We only started getting chauffeur driven when we went to Canada, and that was dead weird. We were at a transit van and do us.
Yeah.
Got some big limos.
Yeah, I've done.
The first time we went to the limo was when we did the Set You Free video.
Yeah.
And that was because somebody in Halifax or Huddersfield had been pretending to be a member of the band, and they'd hired this limo for a few days, and then they sent the bill to the record label. The record said, "No one from the band lives there." So we said, "Well, we'll hire it for a video if you want." That's the only reason it's in the video.
Wow. In fact, because you were stood up in the back of the limo, weren't you, hanging out of the sunroof?
Yeah. But if you noticed in that video, there's none of us in it at the end. I think Kelly's in the car by herself. We all got fed up and got in the van and went home.
Lots to be said for a transit. Lots to be said for them transits.
We're running out of time here, but we've got some questions here for you, Kev. And I suppose we're just looking for yes or no answers. Look at him taking a drink now. He's getting nervous.
Yeah,
has your house ever been on an episode of Cribs? What's that? What is it?
No. Dandelion Burdock.
Are you on Dandelion? That's a proper Oldham drink, that.
Yeah.
Gives you the old... doesn't it?
Yeah. It's not one way, it's the other.
Episode of Cribs, have you been on it?
No, I won't be on it anyway. I won't do something like that.
Rock and roll, you got to do it.
You got to, yeah.
I have to tidy up.
I have to tidy up, run the Uber around. Have you got a bathroom you can play baseball in?
I presume so, yeah. It's a big enough room, that.
I actually remember when you had the house on Broad Lane, you were recording the vocals in one of the ensuite toilets.
Yeah.
What was that for? What song was that? Do you remember?
It was just to record the demos, and but yeah, it was just the easiest thing to do, wasn't it? Turn your master bedroom into a studio and the ensuite into the vocal booth. I
remember coming in and going, I really need a Waz. Can I go in there? Not really, no. And there were just quilts everywhere.
Thing is, though, studios used to get so bloody hot, didn't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now you don't need that much stuff. I used to have about 22 keyboards. No, you only need one.
Well, yeah, you don't even need that these days. Just press play.
That and Cubase.
Oh, don't start about that. That's the other thing as well, right? So when I got my first iMac, I thought, right, well, I'll get all the decent programs and one thing and another. And I got Logic Pro. First call I made was to Kev. Right, Kev, how do I use this? And he turned around and went, I ain't got a clue, mate. I'm still using Cubase, mate.
Yeah. I just use Logic for mastering. I still use Cubase.
Really?
I just haven't got time to learn another program.
Have you got a king-size bed big enough for 10 plus me?
I've got a super king-size bed.
You're too rock and roll.
I think it's wider than it is lengthways.
Yeah, I've got one.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I could go like that and not touch the wife and not fall off the side either.
The other thing is, they don't do duvets like super king size.
Yeah, they do.
All the duvet, don't they? You need to get them buying too.
I'll send you a text message in a bit, tell you where you can get them from.
He's going to send you a link for a cart sheet from Screwfix, you know, don't you? Have you got a credit card with no limits?
Oh! Have you ever had a credit card with no limit? Yeah.
I've got one with a stupidly high limit on, so I've going to take it off.
Too tempting.
Well, I sometimes might buy something and think, why the hell did I buy that? And it's just because it was there.
Have you got a big...
It was something like a platinum card that they just kept making me cards higher and higher. And I said, I don't want something with that much credit on it.
Have you got a big black jet with a bedroom in it?
A what?
A big black jet. An aeroplane. Yeah.
No, I'm not Mr. T. I don't like planes.
You're not very rock and roll, are you?
Well, don't suppose you join. Don't suppose you join them. Don't suppose you joined the Mile High Club at 37,000 feet, have you?
I can't say because I'm married now.
I don't know.
If you had the chance back in the day, would you have done?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you something funny that happened on a plane once. I was dying to get in the toilet and I was waiting for ages. I was bursting for a pee. And someone was holding the toilet for ages. And then they came out and I ran in. And they must have done they'd done the worst dunk ever. I peed as fast as I could. I was holding my breath to get out there. And as soon as I opened the door to get out, there's this really gorgeous girl stood there. I went, that wasn't me. I did not do that.
And then she looked at you and say, I bet you did.
Of course you did.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, listen, we're absolutely bang out of time here, mate. But just thank you very much for joining us. It has been a pleasure. I'm sure misses you. Oldham misses you. You should come back.
I should come back for another gig.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, how about me and Owen, as soon as everything opens up, we'll sort a gig out, you come and do it.
Yeah.
Could do it on Oldham Edge, couldn't we?
We could, couldn't we? Up on the edge.
Yeah, up on the edge.
Yeah. And can we be your dancers with Lee?
I don't know about if it stretches that far.
I'll be doing the dad dance at the side, just to my knees.
I'd be the cool one, just stood there with the drink in my hand. Not moving.
I don't think so, Al.
Yeah. I've got to these days, mate. You know what I mean? I'm at that age where diabetes kicks in, so you've got to do it. Not sugar. Kev, it's been a pleasure, mate. Thank you very much for joining us.
No problem.
Cheers, matey. You're a star.